Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today for our fourth and final virtual performance for this concert season. I'm Tammy Shook.
And I'm Celia Sexton.
And we're the Associate Conductors for the Hickory Choral Society. We appreciate your ongoing support of the Hickory Choral Society and of choral music in our region. And a special word of thanks goes to all our sponsors who helped us out at our first annual golf tournament.
And it was a huge success. And we hope that many of you will join us next year because we hope to make this an annual event. We are coming to you from the newly renovated Don Coleman Rehearsal Hall at the Salt Block in Hickory. In a typical year, this room would come to life each Monday night with singing, conversations, laughter, and hugs. Very unfortunately, this wonderful space has sat empty this year. All of our rehearsals have occurred over Zoom, and we are really looking forward to being able to be in person in hopefully the near future.
We hope this is our final virtual performance and that we can return to in-person singing in the fall. We're currently making plans on how we can do this and do it safely. We'd like a moment to express our thanks to all the choir members who carried on despite the challenges of singing virtually and hearing ourselves recorded. We asked some of them what the experience has been like the past years, and here's what a few of them had to say.
The first time I had to record the voice memo to send to Ryan for our first concert, I took 16 different tries. I would listen to it and it sounded horrible, so I would delete it. And I did that over and over and over again.
Here's how I felt about virtual choir.
Saturday morning, the height of pollen season. One more virtual recording left to do. This time, I will not cough or sneeze, and I will plug my headphones all the way into the computer before recording. How long before I can sing with my sisters again?
Right after that, the phone rang.
Take 17.
I pressed the button on my phone to play it back and realized I hadn't even turned on the voice memo.
Flushing toilets in an RV is always an interesting sound.
Someone was at my front door.
I would like to confess that many years ago, there was a secret microphone that was hidden when Linda McCartney used to record with the group Wings. Her husband, Paul McCartney, was the leader, and she sounded awful. And I used to make fun of that recording. But now, Linda, may you rest in peace, and I promise to never make fun of anyone's recording again after having to do Zoom choir.
Finally, after 16 tries, I got something halfway decent. I got to the point that I didn't even care what it sounded like, and I sent it on.
Virtual singing really gets you in touch with your aging voice. But hey, I'm still singing.
But I wouldn't have missed it, and I am grateful for the opportunity.
Me and my family got COVID. Pretty scary. Long story short, 2 of them ended up in the hospital. I ended up staying at home. But what was really great is Monday nights, while all this is going on, something normal in my life I was able to do. I was able to get on the Zoom meetings on Monday nights with Hickory Choral Society, listen to the music, see everybody, listen to everybody, and it was something normal, took my mind off of things for a while.
And I wasn't going to not sing.
Called The Impossible Dream. This virtual choir has been an absolute testimony to that, and I have felt like I have lived that last final phrase in this song to dream the impossible dream and to reach the unreachable star, because it has seemed so unattainable to get a good recording.
Singing as part of a choir virtually is very hard. I have also found this experience extremely life-giving.
When we return to in-person singing, the thing that I look forward to most will be seeing the smiling faces of other Choral Society members.
The thing I miss the most is that we're not singing together as one organism. We're not breathing together, not feeling together, not experiencing the music together. And we're not seeing the faces of the audience members reacting to our music and our performances. And I think that's what I miss the most.
But the other day I was in the office there where Benita's desk is, and seeing all those pictures on the walls in there was surreal. Seeing the faces of your family that you haven't seen in so long, over a year now. A lot of those folks, a lot of the people that I haven't seen, right there they are. And it seems like, gosh, it's been so long. I just can't wait. I can't wait to sing with you all together again.
May you see God's light on the path ahead when the road you walk is dark. May you always hear, even in your hour of sorrow, the gentle singing of the Lord. When times are hard, may hardness never turn your heart to stone. May you always remember when the shadows fall, you do not walk alone. May you see God's light on the path ahead when the road you walk is dark. May you always hear, even in your hour of sorrow, the gentle singing of the Lord. When times are hard, may hardness never turn your heart to stone. May you always remember when the shadows fall, you May you always remember when the shadows fall. You do not walk alone. May you always remember when the shadows fall. You do not walk
I'm so grateful to Mom and Dad for giving us not only an appreciation for all different kinds of music, but also just those wonderful memories.
When I was in the 5th grade, my mom and I sat down and counted up how many miles we'd ridden, going from one duty station to the next. And I had been around the world 5 times. And those 5 times around the world were spent singing songs that my mom was taught by her mom and that she taught me and my brother and my sister.
One thing I particularly remember is my grandmother. She wasn't a churchgoer. She didn't attend church, the local church in Springdale, West Virginia, but she always played gospel on the radio and she sang along to it. And I think some of the sense of how I think of harmony comes from her, because she always sang, she never sang the melody. She always sang this kind of alto part that blended in with what was on the radio.
When I was younger, my older sister Denise played the piano, and I always wanted to do anything my older sisters did, so I started taking piano lessons.
Music's always been a big part of our family's lives. Trips and dishes and chores and whatever we've been doing, we've always been singing. Mom and Dad, aunts and uncles, Will the Circle Be Unbroken, Amazing Grace, anything you have, the old rugged cross, we've sung it.
I don't remember a time when there wasn't music in my house growing up. We were one of those families, Daddy sang bass, Mama sang tenor kind of family.
My mother's musical legacy to me was silly songs. My mother wasn't much of a singer, but she loved to sing, and the sillier the song, the better.
My biggest musical influence growing up was my mother, Janet Toy. She taught me that you could have a job outside of music. She was a PhD in microbiology and taught for most of her life. But she took me every year to the community Handel's Messiah Sing that was at Wittenberg University in our hometown.
For me, it was my dad. We lost him January 19th of this year. But Dad, at Christmas time and at Easter time, would often play the LPs of Handel's Messiah.
My maternal grandmother. She was the daughter of immigrants born in 1912. Her name was Thera Olsen. And when I was a little boy, she taught me this song in her first language, Danish. Up little Hans, up gå skole, nei little more, ja zadelig.
And all of the children were offered piano lessons, and I did appreciate that, but I hated to practice. So how did I learn to play the piano so well? Every time the dishes needed to be done, we didn't have a dishwasher, I had to practice.
When I started singing, it was beside my dad, right there in the church choir. Daddy was a bass, and my mom sang in the church choir also. She sang alto. My sister Kathy sang soprano. I learned how to sing tenor.
I learned to sing in the church choir of our tiny country church, sitting between two Whitener relatives, one of whom sang tenor and the other who sang bass. So I learned to sing both parts as a family affair.
One fond music memory I have was when I was riding home with my parents from our lake cabin. I remember Daddy singing harmony with my mother and I as we sang the song, "You Are My Sunshine."
My Grandma Tees was not a snuggly grandma. I loved to stand next to her in church, though, and she showed me how to sing the Psalms. Suddenly, words on paper became melody, and we had a connection there.
In high school, I joined my church choir in the alto section, and I've been singing low alto harmony ever since.
My mother and grandmother loved to sing, and they sang on a daily basis, whether it be working out in the garden or cooking dinner. They loved to sing. My grandmother encouraged me to sing my first solo when I was 3 years old at church, and that song was "Jesus Loves Me." And one of her favorite songs to sing throughout the years was "Will the Circle Be Unbroken?" And every time I hear that song, I think of her.
Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting if we try, Lord, if we try. I was singing with my sister, I was singing with my friends, and we all can sing together, 'cause the circle never ends. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting if we try, Lord, if we try. I was born in the valley where the stars refuse to shine. I'm climbing to the high mountain, and mountain high. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Oh, will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky, in the sky, Lord, in the
Rodgers and Hammerstein collaborations have produced some of the most recognizable shows of the Broadway stage, including Carousel and The Sound of Music.
You'll Never Walk Alone from Carousel has become something of an anthem during the pandemic. Even though we've spent time apart from each other, we walk on with hope in our heart. In that spirit, we close today's performance and this year with Mark Hayes' arrangement of You'll Never Walk Alone and Climb Every Mountain.
storm, hold your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky, and the sweet silver song of the lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams seem tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk Climb every mountain, search high and low, follow every highway, every path you know. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow till you find your dream, a dream that will mean all the love you can give. Every day of your life, for as long as you live. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow till you find your dream. Walk on with hope in your heart. Walk on with hope in your heart. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll
Thank you so very much for joining us today. Please keep in touch over the summer at hickorychoralsociety.org and on Facebook and Instagram. New singer auditions will occur on July 26th, and we are making plans for an in-person outdoor concert in October.
From all of us at the Hickory Choral Society, Happy Mother's Day. Have a great summer, and we look forward to seeing you this fall. Bye.
Bye.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today for our fourth and virtual. Start again. I don't care. Okay.
You just said Tammy should first.
I did.
Did you?
I did. Stop. Oh, can I just keep going?